Dear English students, welcome to episode 3, Plan, Prepare and Perform. It may sound tricky to summarize a thesis comprising of a large amount of words in as little as 15 minutes, but it is possible and the candidate should practice doing so. 1. Preparation. Read and reread your thesis and take notes. Think about the potential questions. Anticipate the generic and most specific questions you will be asked. Be familiar with the literature used. Know your examiners and what are their interests. Have confidence in your work and your ability to defend it. Talk to people who have passed their Viva and arrange mock Viva. Know your thesis. Highlight the strengths and implications of your study. Summarize your study, your chapters. Be familiar with your literature review. Know your references and resources, methodology, strengths and its weaknesses, and know your key arguments and findings. Third, preparedness, etiquettes, and performance. Introduce yourself, be smart and humble, address the chairman and the examiners politely, thank your supervisor and your panel, request for a short break for any psychological reasons and needs, do not get defensive. Memorize the authors of similar references, Pay careful attention to the questions. No plagiarism from your supervisor to assist you in the defense. Walk your audience through our story. D. What to bring into your Viva. Bring a pen and paper to take notes. Your own copy of thesis. Sometimes examiners request to see your data, so bring it with you. Plan and organize your PPT presentation. A. Tips to prepare Viva slides. Plan and organize your PowerPoint slides. Give brief introduction about the background of your study. Always present the points in a bulleted manner rather than paragraphs. Highlight the research gaps or the need for the research study and present your problem statement clearly. List the objectives and the methodology of your study with neat schematics. Present the important research findings and data presented in your thesis in a simple and bulleted manner. Do not explain it as a paragraph in this slide, rather than you can give it the detailed explanation with scientific evidence during your defense presentation. Tips to prepare slides. Connect your findings with past relevant literature and emphasize the novelty of your research. Use schematics, graphs, tables with experimental conditions rather than detailed statements. Summarize the results of your research objectives and conclude the research outcomes with the societal benefits. Use hyperlinks at appropriate places for presenting huge and important data. Ensure the quality of the images as it should be clear and readable. Check the flow and connectivity between each slide. Organize your PowerPoint slides. They should be good visually, avoid typo errors, show most important graphs, table, schematic diagram, animation where necessary, use appropriate number of slides, and be brief. Use a large and simple font, use color to emphasize, use illustrations to get across key concepts. Show one point at a time in a slide to keep audience concentrated as well as the jury members. Use simple, attractive backgrounds and present your results in graphs and title them. Avoid bad presentation, bad storytelling, poor slide visual, too many insignificant details, poor body language, reading from slides or data show, no eye contact. Effective presentation skills, good introduction to engage the audience, not more than 2 minutes per slide, systematic and smooth flow, clear message, body language, and clear language. Outline of your PowerPoint presentation. Remember, you have given 15 to 20 minutes to present your slides, and keep in mind using the previous tips and advices to use or present your slides in a good format using Microsoft Office PowerPoint and Data Show. We'll start with the title using the information provided in your cover page, theme, supervising jury members, academic year, etc. And then the outline, present your outline in slide 2. The outline, the overview, and then introduction about your topic or your thesis using general introductions, as well as the rationale why you choose this topic, and then research background, every previous studies that you put or offer in this on your thesis. And then we have statement of the problem. Mention your gap, your questions, your hypotheses, and state your problem briefly and clearly. Number 6, aim, objectives, and the scope of the study. Mention them as a bulleted or as notes. State your aim and state your objectives and what is the scope of your study. Number 7, literature review. Use your theories about your variables. How many variables you have. Each variable you should provide theories about it. Theories and conceptions. Number 8, the most important, methodology. Research. State your research approach, research design, research purpose, data source, is it primary or not, data collection instrument, sampling techniques, target populations, sample size, and statistical techniques used in your thesis or your topic or your study. Slide number 9, results and discussions, as well as key findings. Show your results in diagrams, schematic diagrams, or charts, tables, etc., and entitle them. You should leave discussions for the presentations for later questions and answers sessions. And then we have conclusions, which you will provide limitations, implications, and your recommendations about your study work. Then you should mention your references as a proof, maybe. And finally, we have 2 optional pages, which are acknowledgements and thank you page. They are optional.